What's up, everyone? It's Jeremy back at you again with another video. And today we're going to talk about the importance of an emergency fund. Now, in my previous video, when I was speaking about my steps in order to achieve financial freedom, I listed an emergency fund as the number one most important thing. And this is the reasons why. So, the reason why you need an emergency fund is because when you are in the process of paying off debt, you paid off your student loans, your car notes, your credit cards, whatever it may be, stuff happens, right? Life happens. Murphy's Law, whatever could go wrong will go wrong. So it happened to me twice before where I managed to become debt free. I paid off everything, I had zero debt, and then I had an emergency. And because I used all of my, income, all of the money, the extra money that I had, I used it in order to pay off all my debt. I did not have anything saved up in order to help me with the emergency. So what happened? I had to get a personal loan. I had to use my credit cards, and then I'm back again starting the cycle. So the most important thing you need to do is have that emergency fund so that when whatever could go wrong goes wrong, you don't have to fall back into the habit of using a credit card or a personal loan. You could instead, open up your emergency fund and use that to get you over the line. All right. So that is why I say the emergency fund is the most important thing. Now, a couple ways that, how you go about saving this emergency fund, right? If you are maxed out, you are pretty much paycheck to paycheck and you don't have any extra income, or I think you don't have any extra income in order to save up, what I advise is creating a budget. You would be surprised when you create a budget how much money or how much extra income you could actually find that you may have been spending at Starbucks, or you may have been buying, like me, fast food for lunch when I could easily just go home or pack my lunch, right? I was buying fast food almost every day. That's a $15-20 per day that I was spending. What Whereas I could then take that money to save and put towards my emergency fund. So create a budget, find that extra cash that you didn't know you have. The next thing you could do is, a little small side hustles, DoorDash, Uber. Do this on your free time. Do it for like an hour or two when you get off of work. You're not trying to get rich off of it or, supplement your income. Really, you're just using Uber or DoorDash to get an extra 20, 30, $40 so you could stack that away towards your emergency fund, right? And also a really good way, which I am doing in order to save up my emergency fund, is to do saving challenges, right? There's plenty of saving challenges out there. The most popular one is the 52-week challenge. That's when you save, like, for the first week of the year, you'll save $1. The last week of the year, you'll save $52. And that's supposed to get you around $1,300, $1,380, I think, for the year, if you do it that way. You also have the 100 envelope challenge. That is pretty much the same thing. You get some envelopes, you number them 1 to 100, and for each envelope, you put the amount of money that is on the envelope. A lot of people shuffles the envelope so that way, it gives them something fun to do. And every day you put that money. And at the end of the 100 days, you should have $5,050, right? There's $10,000 saving challenges, 3,000 saving challenge, which I'm doing right now is the $3,000 saving challenge in 30 days. So how I'm going to get to that 3,000 in 30 days? I'm going to DoorDash, right? I used to DoorDash before. I used to Uber. I stopped doing it. So now that I have these goals, I am going to go and DoorDash. I recently have a child, so I don't have a lot of time to go and Uber and DoorDash, but I could find an hour or two and make me an extra $30 to $40 per day. So that is how I am going to, fulfill my emergency fund. It is very important that you get that started, because that will get you well on the way to financial freedom. You know, do not start investing and start paying down your debt if you don't have your emergency fund. It's like steps that you need to do. Don't skip the steps. All right. The first step is saving up that emergency fund. The second is to create a budget. Because when you create the budget, that's when you realize you could find an extra $100 a week that you were spending on something that was not necessary. Right. After you create the budget, that's when you start to invest and start to focus on paying off the debt, right? And advise that you also pay off the debt first before you start investing. So yeah, that is just a quick video on the importance of an emergency fund. That is the first thing that you need to do when starting your financial journey, in my humble opinion. You know, I am not a financial advisor or anything like that. I'm just a regular guy making a regular income, and I have a goal that I want to achieve when it comes to financial freedom and independence. So remember, guys, start that emergency fund. Try to get to $1,000 first, and then expand it to 3 to 6 months of your necessities, your income. So whatever your bills add out to, like your mortgage, car note, car insurance, house insurance, the necessities, try to get 3 to 6 months of that. And that will give you a good cushion so that you know and you feel confident when an emergency happens, you are not then falling back into the bad habit of swiping your credit card and having to dig yourself out again. That's it for today. See you next time.